Welcome to Trekking Out the News. I'm your host James, and in this show we briefly summarise all the week's Star Trek headlines. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and only if you want to, subscribe for all the week's Star Trek news. Now that's out the way, let's hop to it. And now over to Sarah with the headlines.
In this week's Star Trek headlines, Star Trek Picard to auction over 300 props from Season 1 and 2. These include costumes as well as light-up weapons, and there is also a chance to win an empty Chateau Picard wine box. Star Trek Picard Season 3 gets UK home and air date. It's staying on Amazon Prime for all of us in the UK. Star Trek's first comic ever sells for record price at auction. The comic, published in 1967, sold for $46,500 on November 3rd. Nichelle Nichols' iconic Star Trek costume to be part of an Afrofuturism exhibit. The exhibit will open in March next year, but if you can't wait, another of Nichelle's costumes is currently on display at the Science Museum in London. You can now experience the Star Trek tri-dimensional chess set online before you buy it. Paramount has teamed up with Drop Labs to expand its e-commerce offerings. Star Trek reveals Janemay's reunion with 7 of 9. Review: IDW's Star Trek series starts strong with Sisko commanding a bold new era of Trek comics. Star Trek, an Orville writer to pen new Dark Horse sci-fi comedy Space Job. You can read all these articles by clicking on the links in the description.
This week in Trek, we had 6 big birthdays. Now we're counting from Sunday to Sunday, so here we go. On Tuesday, 8th of November, First Contact's own Lily Salone, aka Alfre Woodard, had her birthday. Then on Wednesday, November 9th, Star Trek Voyager's Mr. Tom Paris, Robert Duncan McNeil, had his birthday. Then on Friday, the 11th of November, Eric Manock, aka TNG's The Traveller, had his birthday. And then we had 2 birthdays on November 12th, 2 big Ferengi birthdays that is. Sean Wallace, DS9's Grand Nagus Zek, and Max Gredenchik, DS9's Rom, had their birthdays. And lastly, moving on to November 13th, can I get a big birthday cheer for the one, the only Whoopi Goldberg, aka TNG's Guinan. A big birthday cheer for all our Trek stars. Thank you so much for making Trek as great as it is today. And we hope you have an amazing birthday.
This week's episode of Star Trek Prodigy that dropped on Thursday the 10th of November was called All the World's a Stage, which many will recognise as the famous line by William Shakespeare. Without giving you any major spoilers, this week's episode lent heavily on references to TOS and discussed what does it truly mean to be a part of the Federation. We saw some great character development for the kids and the beginning of a manhunt. If you haven't already, go check it out now over on Paramount+.
This week in Trek's past, lots of episodes were aired, so let's trek it out. Let's start with the original series. Episode 10, The Corbomite Maneuver, aired on the 10th of November 1966. Episode 38, Metamorphosis, aired on the 10th of November 1967. Episode 63, For All the World is Hallow and I Have Touched the Sky, aired on the 8th of November 1968. Moving on to Star Trek the Animated Series, Episode 10, Mud's Passion, aired on the 10th of November 1973. Moving on to Star Trek The Next Generation, Episode 8, Justice, aired on the 9th of November 1987. Episode 56, The Price, aired on the 13th of November 1989. Episode 82, Future Imperfect, aired on the 12th of November 1990. Episode 108, Unification Part 2, aired on 11th of November 1991. Episode 134, A Fistful of Datas, aired on the 9th of November 1992. Episode 160, Attached, aired on the 8th of November 1993. And now moving on to Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Episode 27, Rules of Acquisition, aired on the 7th of November 1993. Episode 53, Civil Defense, aired on the 13th of November 1994. Episode 80, Little Green Men, aired on the 13th of November 1995. Episode 105, Let He Who Is Without Sin, aired on the 11th of November 1996. Episode 131, You Are Cordially Invited, aired on the 10th of November 1997. Episode 157, Once More Unto the Breach, aired on the 11th of November 1998. And now moving on to Star Trek Voyager. Episode 26, Cold Fire, aired on the 13th of November 1995. Episode 51, Future's End Part 2, aired on the 13th of November 1996. Episode 77, Year of Hell Part 2, aired on the 12th of November 1997. Episode 99, Once Upon a Time, aired on the 11th of November 1998. Episode 127, Dragon's Teeth, aired on the 10th of November 1999. And episode 152, Inside Man, aired on the 8th of November 2000. Moving on to Star Trek Enterprise. Episode 8, Breaking the Ice, aired on the 7th of November 2001. Episode 34, The Communicator, aired on the 13th of November 2002. Episode 61, North Star, aired on the 12th of November 2003. And episode 82, The Augments Part 3, aired on the 12th of November 2004. Moving on to Star Trek Discovery, Episode 9, Into the Forest I Go, aired on the 12th of November 2017. Episode 34, Die Trying, aired on the 12th of November 2020. And moving on to Short Treks, Episode 2, Calypso, aired on the 8th of November 2018. And finally, moving on to Prodigy. Episode 3, Dreamcatcher, aired on the 11th of November 2021. And Episode 12, All the World's a Stage, aired last Thursday, 10th of November 2022. Wow, that certainly was a lot of Star Trek episodes that aired this week in Trek.
As we discussed in detail yesterday on episode 241 of the Priority 1 Armada livestream, Star Trek Online has announced their next event, which is being titled Join the Feast or Be the Feast, which will be the final part of this year's event campaign and will award the Universal Kit Module Vija Probes. For more details, head to the blog post link below, or better yet, watch episode 241 of the Priority 1 Armada livestream.
Well, that's it for this week's Trekking Out the News. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment below with your thoughts, follow us on Twitter at P1Armada, that's P1 Armada on Twitter, and on TikTok. Check out our website, www.priority1armada.com, for more information about our Star Trek Online in-game fleets. And join us every Saturday for the Priority 1 Armada livestream, where we go more in depth on this week's Star Trek Online news and take you, the viewers, on an away mission to earn in-game loot. Viewers can also win real loot by entering our giveaways during each live stream. That's every Saturday at 9 PM Eastern on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Every Thursday we livestream TFO Thursday with the Priority 1 Armada in Star Trek Online. Armada members can team up with each other to earn marks, XP, and dilithium. And if you don't want to join us in-game, you can join us over on our Twitch channel. And speaking of the Twitch channel, you can also join myself, James, every Monday for Accolade Hunter, a show where we hunt down those pesky hard-to-find accolades in Star Trek Online, work on a viewer-chosen gear build, or talk all things Trek with surprise guests. Stream times may vary, so make sure you are subscribed, following, and keeping an eye on our social medias at all times. Every Wednesday on our YouTube channel, you can join myself and Tony for the latest episode of Com Relay 47, where we bring you all the latest Star Trek gaming news, whether you play on PC, mobile, or old-style Earth top. Join us each week as we discuss in depth all the week's latest articles. If you'd like to see those episodes even sooner, then consider joining our Patreon. And if that's not enough Star Trek gaming entertainment, join us every Friday at 7 PM Eastern for our newest show, Star Trek Adventures Sovereign. Trek along with the crew of the USS Sovereign in a Star Trek Adventures RPG live play. Your favourite Priority 1 Armada hosts roleplay their own character creations, exploring strange new worlds, seeking out new life and new civilizations, and boldly going where the dice rolls take them. Stream times may vary, so again, make sure you're keeping on our social media. We should be returning to our Friday night 7 PM slot pretty soon. That's over on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. A big thanks to our Patreon supporters for helping us make all these Priority 1 Armada shows and streams possible. A big thanks to Wile Coyote, Prince 1983, Teacher Guy, Amajan, Tizan, Azar, Thor, Seal, Karabak, B-Film Van, Gojinx, Miller, Giro, Eric Orlan, Kat, Victor Vol, Astro, Gojira, Quicksilver, and Mufasa and Sayar. if you want to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on all the latest Star Trek news. That's all from me and Sarah. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.